Are emoji reacts the best invention in messaging history? There used to be a problem in text messaging, and it was that you never knew when the conversation was over unless someone said bye. You didn't know if it was going to if you were leaving on a thread that was going to be there 24 hours later, or if they didn't want to talk anymore unless they said goodbye. Now, if you send a message and somebody reacts with a sticker or an emoji, that's like a read receipt that is like, I saw that, but there's no need to reply. The conversation is done for now. That's great. That's a great invention. Sometimes here's the thing. I've been guilty for sure of like getting DMs on Discord or Twitter or whatever, and then looking at the preview of the message and saying, I don't want to give a read receipt to the person who sent it because I don't want to reply right now. I don't think that like what they sent doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't warrant a reply, like it wasn't good enough, but it was just like a message that's like, let me put it this way, okay? Sometimes you want to send a message to somebody that says Happy Father's Day without getting into a 30-minute conversation. You just want to say thank you for saying Happy Father's Day without having to reply, like how are things over there? Because I'll get to you on non-Father's Day, which is the other 364 days of the year. So I get a message that says Happy Father's Day. Now, instead of procrastinating and saying, I'm not going to open this shit until like August, and then my August message is going to be like, sorry, I didn't see this till now, I just hit with a heart emoji or a thumbs up emoji or something like that, and then they know that I saw it and I appreciate it. Thumbs up is rude. I think it's contextual. I think if you got a text that was like, hey, you forgot to do something, and you replied with a thumbs up, that would be like a little, there's an undertone there. Hello, Sinvicta, by the way. Holy cow, 9:10 a.m. Pacific, Sinvicta sighting? You've been on the normal schedule for the last week? Sinvicta has fallen. The last abnormal sleep schedule out of streamers I know. You think that's true? Let me think about this. Going to bed at midnight, waking up in the AM? I respect it, man. Chibley's on a pretty normal sleep schedule now because he 1 to 2 times a week he has to get up at like 7 a.m. his time to play games with us. I feel like Justin always wakes up early. Bear always wakes up early. Malf always wakes up early. Apollo wakes up early now, yeah. People were saying Corey, but Corey is like, he's the last bastion for degenerate night owlness, I think. But he fights it. Like his stream schedule starts him at 9 a.m., but I always see like a tweet at like 9:50 that's like, sorry, going live in 10 minutes. I don't know if he normally streams at like, because we have the overlapping schedules. I don't know if he streams at the same time, but I feel like it pretty much everybody I know eventually went over to the what we would describe as a normal sleep schedule, which is crazy because I don't feel like the platform as a whole is like that. I definitely see tweets from big streamers that are like, it's 8 p.m., get in here, going live, and then I like wake up and they're still live, crumpling paper McDonald's bags like directly into the microphone. Who's he talking about? I don't know, just about everybody on this website with more than 5,000 subscribers. It won't last. The early schedule slowly drifts to degen after about a week. I've told this story before, but like basically something just happened. Like I used to be, even 6, 7 years ago, so like 2016, I would go to bed at 1 or 2 and wake up at like 10 a.m., which now seems crazy to me. Like I can't even remember the last time I woke up after 8. It must have been like maybe in 2020. But I would go to bed at like 1 or 2 and get up at 10. And then I remember we went to like our in-laws' place that's 3 hours away. And then I was like, I want to go home early, but my wife wanted to stay longer. And it was like 9:15 p.m. or something like that before we even left, plus a 3-hour drive home. As soon as I got home, I just passed out. I woke up at 9 a.m. and my body anchored to that forever. Ever since that day, it like killed the temptation within me to stay up late and get up early. And now, if anything, I want to get up even earlier. It's just hard because if the pressure now is if I get up earlier, I'm going to get tired faster and then I'm going to be like a less good husband and father. Cuz as it is right now, like we put our daughter to bed around like 8:30. Sometimes it takes her a little while to fall asleep. So I try to get to bed 9:30, 10 somewhere in there and sometimes like I can hear her still awake just kind of like mucking about in her crib. And I'm like, "Well, if I she's going to have to put me to bed if I wake up any earlier. But how the hell am I supposed to fit in like a 4 hour long ride once a week if I don't occasionally wake up at like 4:45 a.m.? Because Lord knows that time is not given to me in the afternoon until 2038 maybe. Probably earlier than that. 7:30 p.m. bedtime for my 2-year-old right now. We'll see how long it lasts. It's just I really think that it's just your kid is going to sleep as long as they sleep anyway. It's just a matter of how it fits into your schedule. Like I want to be jealous that your kid goes to bed at 7:30, but also like I pick her up from daycare 4:20. Ha 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 ha. We don't do that anymore. I don't mean we as in people. I mean like we you can smoke weed, but just don't. I'm sick of. Yeah, I saw a tweet today that was like it was highlighting a natural occurrence of 69 420, and I just said like, haven't you had enough by now? It's been 10 plus years of manufacturing a funny looking number, taking a screenshot, and going, look at this. Come on, man. We're past it, I think. As soon as Elon started tweeting about it, exactly. Anyway, like your kid wakes up when they wake up, and that influences when they go to bed. I want to be jealous of you that your kid goes to bed at 7:30, but like simultaneously, you're probably jealous of me a little bit because my kid wakes up whenever my wife chooses to wake her up, which is like 8:15. On the weekends, sometimes like 8:30. I don't think a lot of dads out there have the ability to sleep until like 8:30 on a weekend. That being said, I also don't sleep until 8:30 on the weekend. I get up at 6 because I got to fit a 90-minute Emma Lovewell Pilates class. But anyway, this actually looks like the CGI in The Flash. Oh, did you go to the theater and see The Flash this weekend? No, but I opened Twitter for 45 seconds, so I saw the whole movie, including the final battle, all the spoilers, and the part where they make a ridiculous non sequitur about Barbie, and they were gonna have Barbie Girl on the soundtrack, but then they didn't have Barbie Girl on the soundtrack, so it's just like a nonsensical Barbie name drop for no reason. I saw Asteroid City and it popped off. I don't need to see Asteroid City because everybody on the internet is now just like porting their vacation photos into Midjourney and saying make it Wes Anderson. So it's like them drinking the first London fog of their entire life, but they're like coffee's completely centered in the frame, and it's basically like just as good. By the way, I'm an idiot. By the way, huge dub. I hate to say anything positive about Elon's Twitter, but did you see that Bob Explains This got suspended from Twitter? It's the worst day of all time for the dumbest person you've never met. Thank God. Rare Elon era Twitter dub for sure. The other one is the For You page, exclusively giving me National Basketball Association memes. Ooh! You sound like you spend as much time on Twitter as Mathis does. I probably spend more time on Twitter than Mathis does. But Mathis still reading his YouTube comments after 10 years of doing this job is mind-boggling to me. You gotta have a kid, man. It like kind of destroys your life, but it also prevents you in many ways from doing the things that are destroying your life for no reason. At least you're destroying your life for like a good reason. Like instead of spending like 30 minutes a day reading YouTube comments that deal psychic damage, you're spending like 30 minutes a day at the playground doing like the same improv bit over again. Hi, No Face. I'm Woody. I'm from a movie called Toy Story. What's your movie called? Yeah, that's right. It's called Spirited Away. Hey, I forgot. Who's my best friend? Oh, that's right. Buzz Lightyear. I forgot about Buzz Lightyear. What does Buzz Lightyear say? That's right. He says to infinity and beyond. Good bit. Yeah, I was workshopping that for, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours this weekend. Ooh. Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. So true. The Red Hot Chili Peppers really knew what they were talking about. They also knew what they were talking about in Around the World when it goes "Adunga dunga 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 dunga," and then Anthony Kiedis goes ah. Anyway, you know what? A tweet that I've been trying. I think it's too millennial pilled. I don't think it would work on the internet these days. But it's some version of like, I want to smoke the shit that they gave to the lead singer of the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones when he screams in the impression that I get. You know when it's like, have you ever been close to tragedy or close to those who have? No. Well, never had to. Like, what is that scream, man, that he does right before the chorus? I feel if you just isolated that scream and took it out of the music, it would be like Toni Collette in Hereditary. Like, he goes so hard. No. Well, like, it's insane. Hang on, we're just cruising. This, in my personal opinion, this is the easiest part of the game. If you got problems with this part, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. By the way, I gotta say I lost a little respect for Adam Silver. Honey dicking us with that Ja Morant news, saying that he doesn't want to overshadow the finals with this atomic bombshell that he's got. Then he gets suspended for what, 25 games? It's a nothing burger, buddy. What do you guys think about Bradley Beal getting traded to the Phoenix Suns? I mean, I think it's big for the Suns because they're going to have, Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal. But at the same time, I mean, are they the worst bench of any supposed contending team in the National Basketball Association right now? Your thoughts? He knows. He knows. Oh, you think I don't know basketball? Really? Here's a basketball game on TV. Squeak, 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 squeak. Yeah, I'm really like, I'm just being straight up with you. I'm anecdoteless. You know what I did this weekend? Not that much. I mean, like a lot. Like I was busy the whole time, but not that much that's interesting. But on Friday, I did watch White Chicks again while I was setting YouTube videos. So I really, it's like these movies don't have intermissions anymore, which I think is unfortunate because I really think White Chicks plays better if you watch like the first 50 minutes until Sean and Marlon Wayans start to get sussed out by Marlon Wayans' wife. Because there's a lot of cases of just shenanigans in the movie, but he's undercover as one of these like rich heiresses, and he's in the changing room and he's putting his clothes on, and then his wife calls him, so he's talking to her, but then the sales lady comes into the room and is like, "Oh, it's so tight. How about I hold it and you put it in there?" But she's just talking about a pair of tight pants, but Marlon Wayans' wife on the phone is like, "Who is that? Who? I'm coming over." Anyway, and then that's like a great cliffhanger, I think, to end the first act on. Then you come back a couple of days later and you watch like the resolution of the whole thing, and I think it does a lot better like that. Movie is iconic just for putting Vanessa Carlton on the map. Listen, people will always, like the least funny person you know will always say something ridiculous. He'll watch a movie like Couples Retreat and then be like, they can't make a movie like this anymore. They can't make a movie where Jon Favreau jerks off anymore. The woke mind virus has spread too far. But they really would not, well, maybe could not is a better way to describe it. But they would not and could not make a movie like White Chicks anymore. And I think that's probably for the best. That being said, I do enjoy it. But I don't know if I enjoy it partly because it's so bad it's good. I was thinking, like, if you could, imagine if we could somehow just send Netflix back in time, but like to the 1700s. so that like medieval peasants would have Netflix, but they would still only have the time to watch like 30 minutes of content a week or something like that, because otherwise they would be toiling, right? Do you think that white chicks would be like as revered as something like Beethoven's Fifth Symphony? Or do you think that when they turned it on, they would suffer like a cerebral embolism and pass away instantly? Just can't imagine a medieval peasant's reaction to a shirtless, incredibly jacked Terry Crews on ecstasy, dancing with 2 glow sticks while blowing a whistle every eighth of a second. I don't buy it, because I see people saying peasants had a lot more free time than I thought. I believe that peasants probably have more free time than I thought. That being said, I did see someone say peasants had more free time than us. I don't buy that for a second. Everybody I know, when a new Netflix show comes out, is like, they watch the whole series in one day. There's no way that it... Come on. You think of medieval peasants were watching all 6 one-hour-long episodes of Black Mirror in 24 hours? Dude, that's a great idea for my upcoming sketch comedy show. Medieval Black Mirror. Oh, what if instead of scythe, you had a grain harvester? So you became reliant on your grain harvester, and it made you have the highest yields of any farm in your village, in your duchy. But then the grain harvester breaks, and you forgot how to use your scythe. No! Be kind of sick to be a lumberjack, I think. I'm sure you have like a lot of injuries back in the day, and probably to this day, and like a lot of people die. But what they told us at the lumberjack show in Alaska sounded pretty cool. On Fridays, they head down to the tavern and get drunk, and then challenge each other to log rolling competitions to see who's the best at rolling on logs. That sounds... Can you imagine being like 8 beers deep and jumping on a log in the, in the river against your boy? Hey, so someone asked, how was your Peloton ride today? It was good, thank you. Little Emma Lovewell, little Tabata. Mad Dog Nation, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Are you Jensen Huang, the Chief Executive Officer of the NVIDIA Corporation? Yes? All right, well, carry on then. Appreciate that. No, I'm just pogging up. All right. I made fun of him and he gifted me a subscription. He bought your ass. I was on the Peloton ride today, and there was 2 songs that I wanted to source, okay? One I can actually source myself. I wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger. I thought that was a song from the 90s. Turns out it's from like the 1960s. It's called Ooh La La by Faces from Rushmore. I remember it from the finale of Rushmore. I legitimately thought that song was from the 1990s. But what about the Cat Stevens songs that was like, I never, 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 you know what I'm talking about? Is that also from a Wes Anderson movie? I never wanted water once. You know that one? Is that from is that from Garden State? What is that from? That's also from Rushmore? I knew it, Emma Lovewell. That was a stealth Rushmore ride. You fucked up, Emma Lovewell, because you didn't put on the best song in Rushmore, which is A Quick One While He's Away by The Who, that plays while Jason Schwartzman is releasing bees into Bill Murray's hotel room. Speedrun record for this is 24 minutes. Guy at the gym who's like, hey, I see you're out for a jog. Did you know that the world record for a 100-meter dash is 9.41 seconds? Just something to aspire to. I noticed that you ran for 20 minutes at a pace of 12 minutes per kilometer. I want to thank Corey for being an ally, by the way. I noticed he started playing Call of Duty after they removed the Nicholas Mercenary skin from the game. Don't think I don't see you there, Corey. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being an ally. So true. I'm just shit stirring. I'm joking. I'm joking. Ice Cube tier list. Probably his work with NWA at the top. And then, I mean, right below that, I would say it's tough. You might say America's Most Wanted, or you might say The Predator. Whichever one comes in number 2, the other one's coming in number 3 for sure. And then number 4, maybe 2122 Jump Street. What about SVU? That's Ice-T. They're two different individuals named in a very similar way, who also followed similar career trajectories of rapping about murder and then proceeding to inexplicably become enormous mainstream crossover stars. I mean, Straight Outta Compton is one of my favorite rap albums of all time. But those dudes were like LARPing a lot, right? Like almost every song on the album is about shooting someone in the head, or like 100 people in the head, except for Express Yourself. Which reminds me, I took a Peloton ride. They played Express Yourself, and the instructor was talking about how good hip-hop music was in the 80s because all you had to be was yourself. And I was thinking, this is like the only song on the album where they say that. The rest of the album is like, Ice Cube is like, I shot 100 people with an AK-47 yesterday, when he definitely did not do that. It's got some gangster lines, though. Easy is his name, and the boys coming straight out of Compton. Is a brother that would smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. Dangerous mother fricker raising hell, and if I ever get caught, I make bail. See, I don't give a frick. That's my problem. He's not saying frick in the song, to be fair. Thoughts on choosing hip-hop at karaoke? You can do it, but you better know the lyrics. Nothing's worse than someone puts on, like, Country Grammar by Nelly, and then they only know the, like, boom, boom, baby, ready to let it go, like, or shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff. Like, you gotta know all the lyrics, or at least, like, 90%, and then you use the monitor to fill in the blanks. You can't just be rapping the chorus at hip-hop for karaoke hip-hop. You gotta be crushing the verses. You gotta be, you know, blow my earth in the wind, smoke and fire. Let me get your sheets wet, listening to Keith Sweat. Put you in a daze with Maze, fulfilling our every temptation, slow jam and having deep sex. I think that's true with karaoke in general. There's a metaphor in here somewhere. I think, like, the song choice doesn't matter. It's just important that you actually know it. Like, if you're going to put on a 6-minute long song or something, you better know the verses. If you just know the chorus, pick a shorter song. But you can pick whatever kind of song you want as long as you actually know the lyrics. I haven't been to karaoke in a while. You know what I think would be a goated karaoke song for me? How about I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred? It's famously sung by bald men. It has almost no singing required, and nobody's heard it for like 15 years. It's perfect. I'm too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. What you think about that? I'm a model. You know, they're bigots now? What? They sang I'm so sexy. They didn't sing a song that's like, I'm too sexy for the vax, did they? No way. I'm too sexy for the vax. Too sexy for the vax. My hat and my cats. I'm a model. You know what I mean? They almost did exactly that? There's no way. It's too on the nose, man. Hey, Mad Dog, thank you again. Thank you. This one's for you. Ooh. Are you a crystal meth amphetamine kingpin? Because if so, proceed. I meant proceed giving subscriptions, not proceed selling methamphetamine. I really did go to Home Depot on Saturday. I did not wear my longest inseam shorts. I wore my shortest inseam shorts because they're the ones I look best in. But I did get I mean, I don't know what word you want to use. Pick your favorite. And then now that you've inserted that word, that's what a Home Depot staff member did to me. Because I had to buy some rat poison because we got a rat that keeps pooping at our barbecue, which is as gross as it sounds. So I was there. I had my daughter. She was sitting in the shopping cart, and I was looking at the rat poisons. And the dude, like a Home Depot dude in an orange pair of overalls came over to me and said, "Do you need any help?" And I said, "No, I just need some rat poison, so I think I'm good." He looked at the stuff that I was holding and said, "Not if you're buying that stuff, you're not." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I said, "Why?" And he said, "That stuff basically is made with like corn glycophosphate. It causes the rats to die via constipation. It takes like 4 days. If you want to really kill the rats, you need to get the restricted stuff that we have behind the counter." And then he took me around to like a locker and he opened it up, which took fucking forever on this shitty little like combination lock. And he opened it up and was like, "This stuff, I can only sell you like one box of it or something like that. Like it's a controlled substance, but it screws up their metabolism. So like a few hours after they eat it, they die. And like it's safe. Like a kid can't get their hand in there or anything like that. No pets can get in. It's like the hole's exactly shaped like a rat's head or something like that." And I was like, okay. But he knew. He had me, as soon as he saw me in these 7-inch inseam shorts, and he said, "This guy doesn't know what he's doing." And I haven't looked because it's a nightmare. I don't want to go out on my patio and find like a box full of rat corpses. I got to do it at some point. But I haven't looked yet, but I got to imagine. I owe this guy a great debt of gratitude. We also got porch pirated this weekend. When we came home, we had a note under our door that said, "Hey," like I'm the person 2 doors down or whatever, "I saw someone go on your patio and steal your boxes. Open them, take the shit, and then throw the boxes like around the corner." And then they signed it. So I said, "Thank you." That was annoying. What was even more annoying is that the dude then put the empty boxes back on our patio. So it was like, there was almost an insinuation that was like, "Hey, you're a victim of theft, but also like don't litter, dickhead." So I was like, not only do I not get the shit that we ordered, but then like on top of that, now I gotta like break down. And they didn't break the box on the seams. They just ripped it open like an animal. So I can't even, I gotta crush it. It's all like weird and offset now. What did they get? They got an electric razor and 2 cat litter boxes. I mean, the razor, like, you know, I hope it went to a good home. I could see that being useful for somebody if you're, you know, in a position in life where you're stealing people's packages from their front lawn or whatever. The litter boxes just pisses me off because I'm like, you're not going to do anything with those. Could you at least have brought back the litter box or just left the litter boxes like after you rip the boxes open? Like, it's like it's like stealing my wallet, but like also like taking my driver's license. It's like, can you just at least let me keep? You can have the money and like I'll cancel the credit card or whatever. But can I keep my ID? Can I? I don't want to have to go phone the government. I'm going to be on the phone for like 10 hours getting my driver's license back. But I was thinking we need to get like one of those packages that explodes. Like not doing any harm, but one of the ones that like when you pick it up, it just detonates really loudly and shoots glitter on the person that stole it. Not like the Unabomber. No, that's... He was mailing those out, man. I think we have to do a Super Mario style fall jump where you fall for 1 frame and then mantle up onto this thing. Okay, now we know what to do, though. No, no, no. Oh, no! No! All right, well, we did it once. We could do it again.
You can always repeat.
You're being
We learn
exceptionally
from our
cool about
mistakes.
this. I'm an adult. Like, I'm here for 5 hours, win, lose, or draw, right? Like, it's not like if I finish only up, I got something I'm dying to play right after it. It's pretty much just this. Do you have any of those waifu Pokemon cards that recently spiked in value? No, I own shares of VGRO, the 80% equity, 20% fixed income exchange traded fund from Vanguard. It tracks globally diversified stocks that are market cap weighted. But nobody's impressed when you pull them out at the card game shop. Instead, they're always like, quit bragging. And I'm like, what are you talking about, quit bragging? You've got like a first edition Charizard that you wear around your neck when you go into the boxing ring. Do you laminate your stock certificates? Excuse me, Jesse Livermore, is that you? You're old. Now, I'm genuinely not bringing this up because this person was toxic, because they weren't toxic. I'm bringing it up because I owned them, which was very funny. A mutual I have on Twitter was tweeting about how much they enjoyed the Final Fantasy 16 demo. I said, the demo's so good. Someone replied to us, and they follow me. Anytime I tweet at a mutual, and then someone replies to insert themselves into the conversation, they always follow me. It's always my fault. They never follow the mutual. It's always like, hey, I get it. Like, it showed up on your For You page, so now you're like, I'm part of the joke. You're not part of the joke. I don't know you, which is fine, but like, just be careful. I'm saying tread lightly. They said like a Final Fantasy demo or tutorial 20 years ago. Hey, Cloud Strife, help us take down this, perform an act of eco-terrorism to take down this evil corporation. Final Fantasy tutorial now. Hello, Fortnite gamers. The goblins are acting goofy down in the swamp. Press square on them until they died. I typed up like, I don't know, probably like a 200 character reply that was trying to like, appeal to reason. And then I just said, no, that's not how you do it on Twitter. I backspaced the entire comment and typed, okay, old ass, and sent it. And it felt incredible. It felt amazing. I'm not getting into an argument about Final Fantasy. You want to say things were better 20 years ago? You might be right, but you're getting an okay, old ass. That's what I do in this chat all the time. Okay, old ass. It's so good. I've been called an old ass before. That's how I know it's effective. It's really hard to beat. That's what I was typing in the replies too. I was typing like, it's not like you're doing the freaking hitting the gritty after you kill a goblin. Like a little kid is beaten to death, and they show it for like 5.5 minutes straight. You're like, you're like, he's not gonna die, and then you're like, okay, he's gonna die. They're gonna cut soon, and then they just keep playing it, man. Like, that's pretty brutal. But I could type all that, but they don't care. So instead, I'm just gonna type, okay, old ass. Is it normal to say lad in Canada? Not at all, no. What about sorry? I don't know if people are ready for this, but I think sorry's kind of on its way out. What I'm used to is one thing happens that's not a big deal at all, and it's equally on both people to blame. Like, people are walking towards each other on the sidewalk, and they both dodge in the same direction. I say sorry, the other person says sorry, and then we just keep walking. What happens to me maybe like 1 in 3 times now when that happens is I say sorry, the other person says something along the lines of, you've got nothing to be sorry about. And then I feel like the energy is like maybe in their head they think they've like absolved me of feeling bad, but I didn't feel bad in the first place. I was just saying sorry out of politeness. Instead, now I'm like, It's like I wasn't trying to own you by saying sorry. I didn't realize that I'm the bad person here for saying sorry. The vibe is way off after that. It just doesn't feel right. I say you're good. Fuck you. Sometimes I say my bad. My bad, you're good is fine. Sorry, you're good is like the way I look at it, and this is too analytical. If I say sorry first, we're both equal status in the interaction. I say sorry first. I've deliberately lost face. I'm choosing to lose face so that the interaction can even out again. And then you're not saying sorry and lowering yourself down to the same status that I lowered myself to. Instead, you're bringing me up one notch when I took myself down too. Because now you're the person that's being magnanimous, which makes you the bigger person. Instead of like, I'm also sorry, we're all trash, you're saying, you should be sorry, but don't worry about it. I'm so magnanimous, it doesn't even affect me. And that's why we have to fight. So I'm not yielding the right of way anymore. I'm sorry. Because I just can't, nobody can be fucked to deal with all this. It's so complicated. You got nothing to be sorry about? You don't know that! My favorite NL bit is when he embraces a position he doesn't believe in at all. I kind of believe in this position, though. Like, I know the analytical part, well, let me rephrase this. The logical part of my brain doesn't think that they're trying to pick a fight. But there is like a Larry David, like, animal part of my brain that's like, oh, you think you're better than me? Lots of traffic on the sidewalk? It happens, man. There's lots of people here. Don't even get me started on situations where I'm walking as a solo boy and then two people are walking on the sidewalk towards me and they refuse to break parallel with one another to walk behind each other. So instead, my ass goes and is standing on like the grass while they walk by. You guys are going to break up in 6 months anyway. It's not that serious, okay? I generally, I'm, conflict avoidant. There are times, though, depends what I had for lunch or what I didn't have for breakfast, when I'll just, like, hold steady like Craig Finn. I told this, it was probably a year ago now. There was, like, a mom and two kids, but they were kids that, they're not, like, two. They were, like, 11 or 12. And the kids, you could just tell, sometimes you just look at a kid and you're like, this kid's a fucking troublemaker. I'm not saying he's, like blowing up toilets with cherry bombs, but he's a cut up, he's a smart aleck. You know what I'm talking about. So this kid was walking with his dog on a leash and they were like not paying attention. They were like punching each other and stuff like that. I got as far right on the sidewalk as I could, which is my lane. It's my lane. And I just kept walking. And at no point did they ever look like they were going to yield. But I said, I'm not moving. This is my space. I got to preserve my space. You got space to move over behind your mom. And I kept walking, and then the kid moved over, but he didn't move the dog over. So the leash like wrapped itself around my torso as I was walking. And then the kid went from like cut up to reek status in like 0.1 second. He was like, oh my God, sorry, mister. And I just said, okay. And then he like untangled the leash and kept walking. But I wanted him to know, like, I'm a nice guy. You're lucky I'm a nice guy. A lot of people out there would say, you got nothing to be sorry about. And then that shit's really going down. You don't have to, like, drop the drug from Limitless before you go walking on the sidewalk, but you should at least, like, pay attention to your surroundings. Okay, old ass. Oh, man. So true. I think passive aggression gets a bad rap. It's annoying when it happens to you, but it feels great to do it sometimes. It feels awesome to be passive aggressive. Like if somebody says, how are you? And they've annoyed you, and you say, okay, and then don't even reciprocate the question. Ooh! Oh, man. It's like Thanos getting the last Infinity Stone. I gotta tell you, by the way, I think I'm becoming European. Can I get some +2s from the Europeans in chat? Previously, let me give you a little slice of life. I have to buy cat food once a month. I go to the PetSmart. They scan the pet food for me. They say, do you want to donate $2 to save pets from the shelter? I say, sure. They get down on their knees. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You're the first person this month to do it. I say, I'm just doing my job, just doing what I can, okay? Yesterday, went to Canadian Tire. No tellers at all. None. It's all self-checkouts and then a security guard at the end to make sure you're not stealing. So I can't fit all the shit from Canadian Tire onto the little piddly-ass scale that they have, because you're there buying like big boxes of shit, and then the scale is like this big. So I scan my own shit and Jenga it up, and then I have a second load that I'm going to have to do. But I'm running the first one through. It says, do you want to donate $2 to Jumpstart Charity? I said, no, sorry. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it myself and get all the credit. Your ass didn't do anything. You didn't even scan the barcode this time. And then I checked out, and then I put the second load through and it asked me again. And then I said no. And then there was shit that I needed from Canadian Tire, but Canadian Tire didn't have it. So I drove my ass across town to the damn Home Depot. I go through the Home Depot. I scan the thing. It doesn't fit on the scale. So an attendant has to come over and they're like, I don't know. I bought the rat poison. The attendant had to type in my birthday. And then she said, what's your birthday? And I told her and she typed it in. And it was like invalid format. And then she said, what's your birthday? And I told it to her again. I said, you need to put the day first. Instead of putting the month first, you got to put the day first. And then she typed it in the same way again. And it went, invalid format. And she said, what's going on here? And I said, you got to type in the day first. And then after it finally went through, it was like, do you want to donate $2 to charity? And I'm like, no! I'm buying the shit that I'm buying. Now you got tip options at the self-checkout at the Home Depot. It's crazy. At first I thought the anti-tip discourse was getting like a little bit overblown, but now it's actually like, it's insanity. Holy cow. It's beyond reason at this point. Every single transaction is like, do you want to add like 5% on top? What's the moral of the story? When I was rarely asked, I was always happy to help. Now that I'm asked all the time, nobody's getting anything. You did too much. It's like Mouth bringing a pack of gum to school, If you ask for a stick every day, pretty soon he's not going to let you know that he has any gum. Anyway, I'm sick of it is what I'm trying to say. Also, Canadian Tire and Home Depot, you have to have a larger scale. The scale at Canadian Tire is the same size as the scale at the grocery store. You could be buying like a table saw there. How am I supposed to put a table saw on the same shit that like weighs 2 mini avocados? Don't use the scale? Then their ass sends private security in to check your receipt. Takes them 25 minutes even though there's only 2 items on it. What about Costco? I don't use the self-checkout at Costco, and this is like at every other store, I use the self-checkout. 2 reasons. One is a lot of them these days only have the self-checkout. The other one is line is typically shorter, and I'm faster at scanning than the cashier at most stores. Not bragging. Why do I use the regular cashier at Costco? Because they're fucking zooming, man. They scan faster than I could. They're incredible. I'm the one holding up the cashier at Costco. They're always like, they got the gun ready, and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, your membership, please. And I'm like, oh, right, sorry. Here you go. And then I put the membership back in my wallet, and then they scan everything, and they say, like, that'll be $170. And I'm like, oh, right. On this, please. Like, they're so fast. Is this a roguelite? I think everything is kind of a roguelite. Because it's always different depending on how you feel that day. So the game is the same every time. But no man ever climbs only up twice. Because it's not the same man and it's not the same mountain. I'm not touching that thing. No, thank you. And I am not sprinting. I am walking. I can't. I'll sprint over that just because I didn't want to. Sometimes you touch things in these games and they just explode.
Really a giant.
Peloton user seeing a real bike. Listen. I'm not an ambi-turner. Got a little scared there for a second. Vancouverites, when there's a thunderstorm. Hey, yo, who's at the thunderstorm? Did you guys see a big bolt of light just come down from the sky? What was that? I'm just playing. What is this bid? Where I grew up, in the summertime, there's like a thunderstorm once a week. So it's just sort of like relatively commonplace. Maybe like once every 2 weeks. Then in Vancouver, there's like a thunderstorm once every 2 years. So every time it happens, everybody that was like born and raised in Vancouver freaks the fuck out. Go ahead, Vancouverites, tell me I'm wrong. But then also, people who aren't from Vancouver, when it rains for 2 days in a row, boy, sure has been a lot of rain lately. They don't even know, man. The important part is, I'm in neither of these groups. So I get to remain superior to both of them. Vancouver, when it snows, sure are getting a lot of snow. Hey, that's pump the brakes, VIP Daniel. During that November snowfall, kids got stuck on the Pattullo Bridge in their school bus for like 12 hours. It's kind of funny to think about now that like nobody got hurt, but I bet at the time it was really scary. And also that bus must have fucking reeked, dude. Kids pooping and peeing. I don't even know. Maybe they left the bus to go poop or go pee or something. People from Kingston be like, don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, the weather's exactly the same. Listen. People from everywhere be like, you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. Kingston does not have extreme weather, but it was crazy when we were there in April. I get the joke here. Let's resist the temptation to go for the basest instincts, and then we'll have a more fulfilling, in-depth conversation. It was crazy to me how many mayflies there were. There were so many mayflies that like just walking for 10 minutes, you would eat like 4 of them and your clothes would be covered in them. And they're just little, like each one is smaller than 1 millimeter, but it would like static your vision when you were walking. Like it was disgusting. The Final Fantasy, when Americans, when Final Fantasy doesn't have Regenbogen Streusel and Oreo Crunchies. I know this isn't the end. You can't troll me. I'm untrollable. Old ass. Chibli Nation. I saw him play from the part with the ladder you can't climb until literally this first room in heaven. That's what I saw. I also saw people say that this is like halfway through the game or less.
Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find.
And I also saw Chibli do this. Dude, look at this. Just call him Max Verstappen at the Canadian Grand Prix. This is the size of the tapeworm I thought I had. Little Caesar mentioned. So true. It's been a while. You had a tapeworm? No, it was 2 different kinds of bacteria. I think I want to go here first. I regret nothing. I have made a mistake. Can you adjust yourself to land right here? Make the best of a bad situation. That could have been a lot worse. Is it almost time for Little Caesar's anniversary? I think this week or last week was the start of the saga. 1 year ago. Kind of crazy to think about because today I have a doctor's appointment. They won't see me in person because I guess I'm like not important enough. But they're calling me on the phone to see if I actually need to get a CT scan to follow up for the CT scan that the hospital gave me 1 year ago that I didn't need because I had food poisoning, but they were trying to, I don't know if they have a quota where they have to diagnose a set number of individuals with ulcerative colitis every year to get like some kind of bonus. They were really fishing for that. Can I interest you in a second diagnosis of ulcerative colitis? They didn't find it. They gave me a colonoscopy. They didn't find it. So now I have to have a consultation with my doctor to see if I actually need a CT scan. And I guess judging by the timbre of my voice over the phone, she's going to figure out whether or not that's required. But I wouldn't say I'm jaded. Just tell him no. No, because it's like a whole saga, okay? I hope the librarian's taking notes to cross-reference. So I was getting life insurance. In order to get the life insurance, I had to provide a medical history. So, of course, with the medical history, like all this shit that I had done to diagnose the food poisoning last year, which at the end of the day, all they needed to do was actually run the blood and fecal samples that they took. But because I submitted them like 2 days before Canada Day, it took 2.5 weeks for them to actually run the samples because everybody on Earth was getting hammered, apparently. Anyway, like I said, I'm not jaded or whatever. Regardless, so I went to the emergency room and they were like, this is really bad. We're giving you a CT scan. The CT scan found nothing. Okay, we're giving you a colonoscopy. The colonoscopy found nothing. Okay, well, your lab results finally came back. Turns out you have food poisoning. But because of the bevy of tests that were run on me last year, the insurance company was like, we need to talk to your doctor in order to get like our underwriter to sign off on this coverage. And then I guess my doctor took forever to get back to them. And my doctor probably then got sick of the insurance company bugging them. So they started bugging me and said, hey, we need to have a talk about, like, apparently you were supposed to get a follow-up CT scan. I didn't even need to get a CT scan in the first place. So, like, this, it's just, like, it's just stupid, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I'm happy to give them what they need. They're like, we need to speak to you urgently. Okay, I'm available. Well, not now. Our first available appointment is in mid-June. I booked it like the first week of May. And in the meantime, this is true, the insurance company came back and said, we're happy to accept your application, but we're lowering the amount of coverage you're getting, with the premiums being exactly the same because we can't give you that amount of coverage without a sign-off from your doctor. And I emailed them back and said, no, you fucking won't, by the way, because now I got 6 weeks from now, I got an appointment with my damn doctor in order to get approved for the same amount of coverage that we originally applied for in December. No! Okay, I'm okay. I'm all right. I told you I show real emotion sometimes. The insurance company has nothing but time. You're good. Bro, fuck the insurance company. I don't care about the insurance company at all. I'm not worried I'm going to put the insurance company out. They should be apologizing to my ass for coming back with an insulting reduction in coverage. Don't say, oh, because there's concerns with the underwriter. I get it. You know, the interest rates have gone up. As a result, the realities of business have changed. You can't be giving people this. So actually, I don't know. Maybe in insurance, when interest rates come up, it's actually a good thing. It just makes it even more insulting then. I knew I was old when I started appreciating countertops. Here's the thing, though. Young people don't want to hear this because there's like a real... I don't want to say young people get a lot of credit for stuff they don't deserve because that's not what I mean. But I think that the older you get, the more you realize the value of youth is what like you could have done but didn't do. But when you're actually young, most people are not taking advantage of it like every day. Myself included when I was, you know, a teenager and a young adult. But people in their 20s will be like, ha, you're old, you wake up early. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing with your youth? Fucking, you got the audacity to be like addicted to League of Legends and you're not even gold? You're silver? You're addicted to a game you're silver in? And then you look at a dude like mowing his lawn and you're like, thank God I'm not that guy. That guy's having a great time. Your ass is miserable like 24/7. Make it make sense. Witch it? No, I don't think I will. Whoo! That I was just thinking about how like it's crazy that I'm not nervous. That one got me a little nervous. That one felt a lot smoother actually. That one got me nervous again. Oh, okay, just make it to the staircase. Do it. Dog ahead. So true. So true. I don't trust this. I don't trust this for a damn second. Oh, you're right. It's a glass floor. Ooh. Oh, I almost lost my fucking mind. Oh. There is nothing below us except the favelas, man. I was talking about it in Chibley's chat, by the way. He was trying to find a movie to legally watch on stream. I said, it's not legal, but wouldn't it be funny if you watched Austin Powers? And he said, I'm not watching Austin Powers. I know there's some problematic stuff in it. Dude, if Mike Myers has one hater, it's me, even though I love Austin Powers. But Austin Powers has aged very well. Take it from somebody who's, watched it once every 8 months for his whole life. It's actually aged pretty well. He does a Scottish accent. Isn't he transphobic in it? Okay, like when you flatten everything like that, you lose nuance. I wouldn't say that Austin Powers is transphobic. I would say that he is trying to save his friend and boss, Basil Exposition, from someone that he thinks might be a double agent that is dressed up in costume, okay? Excuse me? Nobody told me about this. This is millennial heaven. Twice baked almond croissants and lattes with a heart in the foam. I guess I don't want to look up, man. On the other hand, I guess I have no choice. Sorry, everybody. Can I tell you an embarrassing story, by the way? We were at Hanam buying groceries on Sunday. My wife was bagging the groceries. I was loading the groceries onto the conveyor belt. We bought 1 carrot. When I was picking the carrot out of the shopping cart, it glanced the side of the shopping cart. I juggled it trying to catch it, which just knocked it further and further into the air. The carrot fell onto the ground and shattered into 2 pieces. Then I picked up the 2 pieces and just put them on the conveyor belt, and then the cashier just weighed them and charged us by weight. But then I was in full copium mode. Kate said, "You broke my carrot." And I said, "What's the difference? We're just gonna break it with our knife when we get home anyway." And she didn't have an immediate counter argument to that. But then I didn't feel good about it because it didn't feel like a cogent argument. You know what I mean? I won the argument, but I don't feel like I should have won the argument. I'm kind of insane that Only Up. Have you noticed this? I thought this game was supposed to be hard. Other streamers are throwing for content. I don't know. Have you ever had a 5-minute conversation with any streamer when they're not live? We're not the smartest professionals on the planet. Which, I don't know what that says about the audience, but nothing good, I promise you that. Oh, man. A licky boom boom down, and etc. Funny people aren't always smart. It's true, Hey, by the way, you sir smoke a lot. Great name. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. It's funny that... Ooh, orange tang? I think it's beer. I was thinking about it, because I'm a funny guy. Copium. I'm a funny guy. I think that the only thing smarter than being smart is being funny. Because to be smart, you have to know the answer. To be funny, you have to know the answer and then give an erroneous answer for comedic purposes. So the smartest people in the world is probably like the funniest people in the world. Like, I would not want to enter an IQ test against Dane Cook. Because I just think, like, I'm getting rinsed, honestly. Now that is looking pretty darn good, I gotta say. This is pretty close to an ideal sushi combo for me. If I had to, honestly, I was gonna say if I had to, I'd tell you the piece that I'd get rid of, but I don't think I would get rid of a single piece of this. I love it all. It looks fantastic. The tamago? I'm not a huge tamago guy, but dude, that looks good. That doesn't look like they just poured, like, you know, liquid egg in and fried it. That looks like a nice, lightly sweet, made by the sushi chef themselves. Stop stepping on it. Bro, that's why I'm stepping on the roll, okay? If I gotta step on anything, I'm gonna step on the roll. I'm gonna leave all the beautiful pieces for you. I'm just gonna desecrate the roll here. I'm so sorry. Oh! Okay, ice plane. That's bad. Earth? Earth? I can live with that. Okay. Could have been a lot worse. You ever Superman the hoe? No, I have not. In fact, I think it's disrespectful. My understanding, I don't know, when Soulja Boy Tell 'Em came out, Supermaning a hoe, our understanding of the term was you ejaculated on their back and then, like, smacked the blanket to it so that it stuck to their back and it looked like they had a cape. Really? I don't know if the parlance has changed. Maybe Soulja Boy gave an interview where Supermaning a hoe was just like something different. No, that's it. That's also what we heard. What was going on in the early 2000s? Bro, Soulja Boy was like 12 when he wrote the song. I was never a Soulja Boy enjoyer. In fact, if anything, I took myself too seriously. I was a Soulja Boy hater because I thought that he didn't get braid. And I thought his video about braid was very disrespectful. Now that I'm older, I think the video where he disrespects braid is hilarious. Because he doesn't get braid at all, but he's still very funny. Oh, he ain't run out to the going back in time potion or nothing. Whoop, whoop. Game's stupid as hell, man. So true. They got this new game for people who smoke or people who drink. Oh, man. It's an all-timer, man. Clip of Jonathan Blow in a dark room silhouetted against downtown San Francisco. Whoop, whoop, oh, he don't run out of the going back in time potion or nothing.
Hey, it's your boy Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. They got this game, right? Oh no, this shit called Braid. Oh no, hey, watch this shit. It's about this little guy in a suit, and he look like Mario in the future. And he just walk around jumping and shit. But what's the funny part about it? You can do this right here. Watch this. You? What do you do? How you do that? How you do that? If you didn't catch that.
On release day, you start seeing the reactions of people on the internet. And for me, it was a very addictive thing because here I've spent several years, you know, working on this thing in isolation for the most part. And then suddenly it gets out and a lot of people, like tens of thousands of people play it in the first few days. And, You see that all over the internet, and for me, that was actually a very negative experience.
When Braid was coming out, when people would talk about it online, and this was sort of the birth of the really serious birth of blog commentary, of lots of people on blogs writing actually pretty good stuff about what they were playing, what they thought of it. Every time you mentioned his name, he would show up in your comments almost instantly. His Google Alerts, I don't even think he uses Google Alerts. I think he has something that's better than Google Alerts. So he'd pop up and comment and reply to things or correct people on things, and became kind of famous for it. Penny Arcade has kind of cracked about it before.
I found that there was this perception of me on the internet that was running away very quickly from who I think I am, and that was kind of disturbing. And there didn't seem to be much that I could do about that. So that was actually a pretty negative experience. And I was actually seriously depressed for probably 3 or 4 months after Braid came out. You know, when you work a long time on something really intricate like that, there's a hope that people are going to understand, you know, the things that you did, and that you'll have some line of communication with your audience and things like that. And some of the most demoralizing things were actually positive reviews of the game. The game would come out and people would say, oh, this game's great, you know, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, and they'd say what's good about the game. And in many cases, it would be just a very surface understanding of the game that didn't even see what I thought was most special about it. Not that many people understood. And that was a little bit heartbreaking in a way. It's like, oh, I visualized that I was gonna have some kind of connection with people through this game. And they think it's great, but the connection isn't there because they're kind of living in a different world still. So they think it's great for some of the reasons that I do, but not for other.
And they ain't got no point to the game. You just walk around jumping on shit. It look like that.
They're not seeing the most important thing.
Close to the edge, down by the river, close to the edge, round by the corner. Me with tears in my eyes, so true. That's bad. It's glass. The floor's glass. Relax, relax. The floor's glass. I was like the dude when they pranked the guy by making it look like they're cutting his dick off with a pair of scissors, but actually it's just a little hot dog.
Yo, bro.
Ah! 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 Never had to knock on wood. That would be a great Minecraft parody. Never had to chop on wood, but I know someone who has, and his name is Herobrine. That's the impression that I get. Worst song you've ever heard in 2014. Oh, motherfucker. In 2014 has 109 million views on YouTube. Have you ever been close to lapis lazuli or close to one who has? Have you ever felt a diamond so powerful like a netherite pickaxe? No. Well, I never had to chop on wood. That could work, man. I've never heard this. You've never heard the impression that I get by the mighty, mighty boss tones? I'm not a creeper, I've just never been tested. It makes me if I would, I would pass. Boomer ass song? A little bit. It's pretty good though. It's pretty catchy. I think it's good skateboarding music. Look at this. Wave dashing. Wave dashing is, the internet, wave dashing is over. Me playing only up. Insert gif of that. The internet, serial gif. He will never bring back wave dashing. Audio memes. Dude, another great sketch for the sketch comedy show. Described video, but it's for memes instead. Like screen reader software. It's an old man giving a thumbs up to the camera and smiling, but in his eyes you can see that he's not actually happy. I did watch 5 minutes of the AI Trump versus Biden stream, and I have to apologize to the person that I told to leave and never come back for asking if I'd ever watched it. It was funny for 5 minutes. I'll give him that. All of the humor is that every single line that they say always starts with, "Shut up, you fucking cocksucker." Like, every single one starts like that.
And don't get me started on you, Trump. You think you're so tough, huh? But you're nothing but a two-faced, tiny-dick, limp-wristed coward who can't even handle a little criticism. D's nuts. You want to talk about D's nuts? Well, let me tell you something, Jack. If you somehow manage to peel your lazy fucking ass off the couch and stop jerking off to video games for 2 seconds, maybe Bohemia Interactive will actually consider hiring your pathetic sorry excuse of an unemployed self. And as for the rest of you shitheads in chat, I've got half a mind to nuke this entire stream and end all this malarkey once and for all. So why don't y'all shut the fuck up and listen to what I have to say? Because it's dark Brandon time now, bitches.
And then the rest of the audio tends to be gibberish, but it always starts with something ridiculous or something insulting like that I found briefly humorous. But I still think it's like, how do those guys do the impressions so well? Like, they never break character at all. You think, like, if we didn't... Let me put it this way. I was born into a world where wine was pre-legitimized. So it's hard for me as an outsider to assail the world of wine culture, especially when I know nothing about it. But you have to think that if wine culture didn't exist, and then like somebody started talking to you that's like, "Oh, I'm having fish tonight," I think a white Zinfandel would go with that. Oh, we're having fish and you brought red wine? What's wrong with you? Fish is a white wine food. You would treat them the same way we treat people on Water TikTok, right? That get a 1 gallon travel mug and just fill it with like 350 different Starbucks syrups. Fun wine fact, they were going to make a wine to go with Ratatouille's release, but they banned it because it had a cartoon Remy on it and they said it would encourage children. That just seems like sensible from a marketing standpoint. If I was marketing a children's movie, I probably wouldn't like try to sell alcohol or cigarettes or like a Wally gun or something like that. It just seems like a rare early Pixar L. POV, the Uber to LaGuardia Airport was $270, so you took the helicopter instead. Don't even get me started on... I'm so in danger of either deleting Twitter or becoming one of those people who quote tweets, the worst tweets of all time, and just says, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?" Did you see the tweet from the guy that was like, "I work for a startup. It's all about conservation of capital." And then he showed a screenshot of it being $264 to Uber to the airport. So instead he took public transit, and he was like, you know, "Pro tip, it costs less money to take the train than an Uber." And everybody was like, "Yeah, it does. You're absolutely right." Like, you're not living in reality, man, if you think that this is like a revelation. I enjoy taking the train in Vancouver most of the time. I had the choice between Uber or the SkyTrain. Assuming it's like the SkyTrain drops me off within like a 20-minute walk of my destination, I'm taking the SkyTrain, man. Because in the Uber, I might have to make conversation with somebody. Is it scummy to pretend you're in high school so you get on the bus for less? I don't understand the question. How are you pretending you're in high school? Like when you get on, you say, "Hey, give me a student ticket" or something? I don't think anybody cares. I rode the bus for free in Vancouver for a while. Can I tell you, I'm not going to try to say that it's morally defensible. When I first moved to Vancouver, I bought monthly bus passes, right? And at the time, I don't know, it was like $79 and you could ride unlimited times on the bus. One time, I was using my May monthly pass. I went to get on the bus and the driver said, "You can't get on with that." It was literally June 1st at like 8:41 a.m. So that stuck in my craw a little bit. I went into the adjoining gas station and I purchased a June bus pass, waited 15 minutes for another bus to come, and then got in. Then, you know, like a year later, we moved, and I had to take the bus to the gym. It was a very large bus stop, the kind where people board from the middle doors instead of just at the front. So my ass just boarded at the middle and got off at the middle for like 3-4 months. Nobody ever checked. Nowadays, I think I haven't I haven't rode the bus in Vancouver in a while. I always tap in on the train. I'm never just pushing the gates open. But there was a time where I rode the bus for free. And they're still here. But that means that you can't do it because I did it. If too many of us do it, they're going to cancel the bus. The West Coast acts like they care about you, but they're judging you. No, we just don't like to... Motherfucker. Oh, what? Okay, you just land on the plane. That's fine. This is bad. We're going a long way down. I can land right here. There we go. Harry, it's been a long time since we've been in Harry Potter land, man. I'm in awe. How is he not frustrated? What is there to be frustrated about? He's seething right now. I mean, I would be frustrated if someone had like a gun to my head and said, if you don't beat this game in like the next 30 minutes, I'm going to kill you. But like, you know, I'm waking up tomorrow anyway. You know what's interesting to think of? There's definitely worse punishments than the trial of Sisyphus. And you know, here's where what's going to blow your mind. You know what's a worse trial than the punishment of Sisyphus? What if he just didn't give him the fucking boulder? Or the mountain? That would be the most frustrating trial of all. If he really wanted to punish Sisyphus, he should have taken the boulder away. His ass would have been going crazy like the guy in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones song. Sisyphus, you must eat without phone. That's really good. I don't know if you made that up or that's a reference to another piece of work, but that's really good. Millennials, you could just change it. Whatever generation you are, just make it the other generation. Gen Z Sisyphus be like, I have to eat without phone. Showering without phone is worse than eating without phone? What are you talking about? You guys are showering with phone? Okay, lots of people are hitting them with the huh. I'm glad that I'm not the only one here. If you have a Bluetooth speaker and you listen to music in the shower, I don't think there's anything, you know, troubling about that. If you have your phone in the shower in like a Ziploc freezer bag so you can scroll while you scrub, I do have a problem with that. I think there's something wrong with that. Same type of people that, like, when I tell them I have 1 cup of coffee a day, they're like, oh, so you're addicted? They're using their damn phone in the shower? You are addicted? Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm addicted to having 1 cup of coffee a day. But, like, at least I can shower in, like, 6 minutes. 6 minutes? First off, I'm bald, okay? So, like, that takes off the hair washing time. Hello.
Everything went great.
Oh, okay, fantastic. But honestly, you could take as long as you take in the shower, and I'm not going to shame you. The only reason I'm shaming you is because I'm being shamed for taking 6-minute showers. So people are implying that I'm dirtier than they are. No, I'm honestly just as clean, if not cleaner, because I shower every day, whereas people in chat will be like, actually, doing things that's good for you is bad for you. People will just be wasting a lot of time in the shower. If you wanna waste time in the shower, it's your time, by all means. But don't take a 20-minute shower and delude yourself into thinking that all 20 minutes of it was productive for the purposes of showering. It's simply false. There were like some productive minutes in there, and then a lot of it was just like sitting there thinking about life, which is okay. Again, it's okay. But you're not any cleaner after like a 20-minute shower. Eventually, you know, you're as wet as you're gonna get. Maybe I do have a funny anecdote from this weekend. So on Friday, I shaved my whole torso because it's getting too hot out there. Okay? I was talking about it for like a few days in advance, and then I said, you know, I'm just gonna shave my whole torso, and like, I'm sick of it. Like, it probably adds like 2 degrees onto like what my torso feels like. Plus, I've been working out, so sue me. There's a little vanity involved. Now, in order to understand this, you have to understand my workflow. After I get off the Peloton, I strip down to my undies next to the bike, and I throw all my dirty gym clothes in this hamper because they're soaked in sweat. So I just, I don't want them to get my regular clothes sweaty. Anyway, so I'm walking up the stairs, shaved torso, flexing a little bit, feeling myself. My wife is in her office. She says, "Oh, hi, you shaved." I said, "Yeah." She said, "I didn't know you looked like that." Daryl. I looked this woman in the windows of her soul. I looked her in her optic stems. I still don't know what it means to this day, which is tomorrow. Like, I mean, it's today, but this is one day after it. She didn't clarify at all. She said, "I didn't know you look like that." It's been living in my head like rent-free. Did she sound disappointed? She didn't sound as impressed with myself as I was. So I'm like, damn, Cruz got to cut out the goldfish crackers again. You get 55 fish per serving, though? I mean, goldfish, they're not that bad for you relative to some other snacks out there. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like cheesy wheat. Like, it's not a superfood, but 55 goldfish, 50. Okay, you got me. I mean, I wasn't messing around with you. I got the bag right here. Look at that. Money Colin. Hang on, I gotta get this. It is weird they call him the snack that smiles back. But then again, I guess they do be smiling. Yo! Guys, this is crazy. Did anybody else? I just finally looked at my goldfish cracker for the first time ever. Have they always had a smile? Have they always had a smile on them? When I was a kid, they didn't have a smile on them. They didn't. They had a cornucopia. Pop-Tarts? I kind of loved Pop-Tarts as a kid, I'll be honest. I think my insane Pop-Tart take would be that cold Pop-Tarts taste better than warm Pop-Tarts. I think that might just be because I always ate them cold as a kid. Same thing with like the pizza Lunchables. Like a Lunchables pizza tasted better if you didn't heat it up in the microwave. You're supposed to heat up the pizza? So, I don't know if supposed to. It's you can heat up the pizza, but I don't know about you. I only got a microwave that was accessible to me in school in like the 8th grade. And then we promptly lost microwave privileges because we started microwaving like marshmallows. And one marshmallow would blow up from marshmallow size to like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man size, and then we would slice it up with like plastic forks and knives and act like we were eating like a delicacy. Even like at the time, with our limited knowledge of science, we were like, holy cow, like one marshmallow can feed like 5 people. Infinite food glitch just dropped. But like, isn't it, Liz, okay, I know it's like you're putting a mass into the microwave. And according to the first law of dynamics, that mass can't get any larger unless something is actually added to it, okay? But The microwave is adding something to it. It's adding heat. And heat is energy, which is calories. So how is it not that like the calories from the microwave's heat are not making the marshmallow? You know what I mean? The math, make it make sense, the math ain't mathing. That just doesn't make sense. Heat is not calories. What about a specific heat capacity? That's calories. You can't eat sunlight? No, I know, that's what we need the plants for. I'm not saying hot food has more calories than cold food. I am saying if you eat cold food, you burn more calories than via digestion than you do if you eat hot food, because your body has to spend energy to warm up the food to your internal temperature. So true. So true. That's true. He's right. That's why I'm on an ice cream diet right now. I gotta be careful. This seems like the kind of thing that could actually like go viral as a new diet on Food Talk. Intermittent fasting is out. The new diet is called Arctic fasting. 8 hours a day of fasting and 8 hours a day of eating food that is below 0 degrees Celsius. Me eating a whole frozen pizza without putting it in the oven first and getting food poisoning and dying. What about the last 8 hours? Only foods that are more than 100 degrees Celsius. You ever hear the phrase, misery loves company? I will not be playing Street Fighter 6. It looks amazing. I've been tricked too many times. There is like one person that's happy playing a fighting game, and it's the best person at the game. Everybody else is just racked with like self-esteem issues. They're like, I'm not fucking good enough. Oh, fuck it. Myself included. Also, the best player feels that way too. I don't care. You could submit it to Scrub Quotes. I understand it is a Scrub Quote. Where we differ is that I don't feel like Scrub Quotes are things that are to be shied away from. I think it's based to be like, I'm acid video games and don't want to play one that's really, really hard because everybody's trying their damn best. That's the opposite of a Scrub Quote, because Scrubs think they're good. Ah. I think that is my problem, is that I am not good at video games, but I kind of was when I was like a teenager. Back in the day, you have to realize the world was a lot smaller. Not only were there less people, but like, you could become a local legend by just being like the best dude out of the 6 dudes you're friends with in a game. People would be like, oh man, he's amazing at this game. You might just be in like the top 20%. It might just be that all your other friends are horrible, right? So I have like that ego from thinking that I'm good at games before like esports and the internet and streaming and stuff really made it so that people who were like damn good got spotlighted. So there's a cognitive dissonance, which is like my intellectual brain knows that I'm ass, so I shouldn't feel bad when I lose. But all the habits that I built, you know, in my juvenile brain when I was just a kid are like, why are you losing? My parents took me to see The Cable Guy in theaters when I was like 8, and I'm forever grateful for that. It's one of the first movies I think I ever saw in theaters. I saw The Truman Show in theaters as well. Jim Carrey was on top of the world, man. Why? Dude, when I was 8, I liked The Cable Guy. The older I get, the more I like it. Why don't they make movies like that anymore? You could not make a movie like The Cable Guy anymore. It's very problematic because Matthew Broderick says he doesn't want to make friends with Jim Carrey, which made Jim Carrey feel bad, which is something that we don't allow in art anymore. You've Got Mail? That's a pretty good one, too. I just don't know. Technology's come so far. They got to remake You Got Mail, but for modern audiences. They can call it You've Got Email. Guy who doesn't understand the plot of the movie. World's worst stand-up comedy set. You know, they do a lot of remakes these days. And they gotta remake them and modernize them as well. Like, for example, I think they should take that Tom Hanks movie, You've Got Mail, and remake it. They could call it You've Got Email. Someone in the audience. The movie's about email. Oh, yeah. Be that as it may. Everybody get back! That's a Tom Myers bit? Who the hell's Tom Myers? Find out Tom Myers is a streamer with like 30,000 concurrent viewers. It's gonna sub-alert's gonna be who the hell is Tom Myers? It's me saying who the hell's Tom Myers. I'm gonna get dunked on. Shit's gonna get repeated in my chat every day. Motherfucker. What's your beef with Tom Myers? Hey, they should remake the 40-Year-Old Virgin and then modernize it. They could call it the 59-Year-Old Virgin. I'm pretty sure the movie came out 19 years ago. +2, really? You've been watching too long, man. Hey, Higby ZX, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. He gets laid in the movie? We'll retcon it. It'll be like a Highlander 2 situation. He's not from Spain. Actually, he's an alien. We'll just be like, oh, it was in the butt. It doesn't count. Whew!
Laughing matter when daylight.
There's about half left. No shot, brother. I can't even see Harry Potter land, much less the favelas. It's Thingvellir. It's Jotunheim. What is this thing called again? The Bifrost. It's the Bifrost Bridge, brother. Ooh! Oh, you can't mantle on that? It's alright, stick the landing. Bad, France. Oh, no. That's like all the way down, brother. I don't think we're hitting the maze. I don't even remember where the hell this is. Oh, no. How about construction site? Ooh, that's a... I gotta be honest, that's a tough one. I can see the favelas. How long does it take to get back up? Well, at this point, it's gonna take longer to get back up and beat it than the time that remains in the stream. So this is a good place to throw in a slash marker at least. Slash marker only up. It's okay. We'll take some beds back up. We'll get there tomorrow. We could do like one sap run or something like that. Someone stole my entire tomato planter off my porch this weekend. Commercial Drive is the Badlands. You know how it is. You can't have shit in Vancouver. I'm surprised we've never had like any plants stolen. I heard that like, so some of the stuff that gets stolen, you're like, okay, what did I expect? You know, occasionally some shit's gonna get stolen off your patio. Big whoop. I've heard stories of people getting their trees dug out of their front lawn, and then they just got them on like the Ring camera, uprooting their whole tree. That's the shit that pisses me off, because you're like, why are you stealing my tree? Like, I get that you want it, but like, what are you gonna do with it? I guess they steal it and plant it at their own house? Like, I just don't understand. If you can manage to steal my tree, you can have it. Well, it's more just like, it's one of those crimes that's just like, it's marginal gain for the thief and extremely annoying for the person who got stolen from. That's why, like, we've only been porch pirated 2 times. This time was annoying. The first time, they stole our dishwasher pots. I know that it's like a loot box. They don't know what they're getting. But, like, imagine we needed dishwasher pods to do our dishes. They stole our dishwasher pods. I think it's unlikely that they have a compatible dishwasher. So they probably just, like, opened the box and then said, what is this garbage? And then hucked it, like, 2 blocks from our house. What did they steal the second time? My electric razor and 2 cat litter boxes, which is like also pretty annoying. The police care. Ha ha ha, I get it. That's how I feel whenever like the Tesla Model 3 in our parking garage records me just getting out of my car. Every time I walk by it, the headlights turn on and I see the little HAL 9000 recording icon on the screen in the center. And I'm like, buddy, I think you're wasting your battery life. Even if someone breaks into our parking garage, smashes your car window, puts their face up to the camera, and steals like half the shit in your car, the police aren't going to do anything with it. How do I know? Because this is what happened to us when they stole our damn micro SD card from our car. Be a bearded bagpipe. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, non-emergency line. Hi, someone broke into my car and stole my winter coat. Me talking to the officer. So give it to me straight, constable. What percentage of these missing winter coat cases do you guys tend to find the victim unscathed? 100%. No! Don't steal the copper wires from my electric razor. Like, I don't know how much copper is in the electric razor. If you're gonna steal my razor, just knock on my door. I'll give you the amount of money that is, like, equivalent to the amount of copper in the razor. I'm sure it might be, like, a few bucks. And then it saves me from having to buy a new electric razor. And it saves you from having to, like, sell the copper. Rock Band or Guitar Hero? Rock Band, like, by a mile. It's like saying, would you rather have a McDonald's 10-piece chicken McNugget combo or just the drink? I'll take the one that includes the drink and the fries and the chicken nugget. Guitar Hero 3 is better than any Rock Band. POV, you have no friends. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe if you're sitting in your room on Dolphin Emulator trying to get like the highest score in Frets on Fire or something like that. But having some lads over with a couple of McClays in the basement. Hey, everybody, watch me play Jordan by Buckethead. Hey, everybody, you ever hear this song, Cliffs of Dover? Hey, can I play the drums? No, they don't exist. Cliffs of Dover, goated song. I acknowledge, I've told this story before for one, but I also acknowledge that this story is semi-unbelievable. I promise you it's true. You can choose not to believe it. In Guitar Hero 3, the first time I played Cliffs of Dover, on expert mode, first time I ever heard this song. I got to expert mode on Guitar Hero 2, played through all Guitar Hero 3 on expert mode when it came out, okay? Anyway, listen, now that I've defended myself with the preamble, I gold started. Did I FC it? No, I did not FC it. There may have been an overstrum somewhere, or I don't remember the specifics. But I do remember I gold started, okay? Upload your save? No, you haven't heard of it. It's from Canada. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember, like, listen. It's insulting that people ask on expert mode when I tell them stories like that. We were playing like hours and hours every day. Of course it was on expert mode. But there were definitely times in the Rock Band drums. Rock Band 1 and 2, anything on the drums was fair game. Some of the DLC and then Rock Band 3, there were definitely times where my forearms were just like, I'm not going to play this. I'm sorry. I'm not going to... I'm trying to have fun with my friends here. You really think I'm going to go ape shit on Battery like that, or Painkiller, or so I'm going to buy a second kick pedal so I can get 5 stars on Painkiller? Just pull me back a little. Put me in the tier. Give me a Tom Sawyer. I'm always happy to play a Tom Sawyer. You also realize that some of the songs that are like fun to play on the drums, or sorry, fun to hear on the drums, are really fucking annoying to play. Like Everlong, you know I don't love the Foo Fighters. Everlong has a great drum part. It's annoying as hell to play it in Rock Band though. Maps? Bro, Maps is the paradiddle classic. I added an extra tap in there, but it's been 20 years. Maps is the classic pattern. Also, Rock Band probably had the best DLC of all time. They were releasing like 10 songs a week, occasionally releasing full albums. Were they microtransactions? Yes, but that was sick, dude. If it didn't require cheap-ass little plastic instruments that broke after like 20 hours of play each, that could still be around. They're still releasing 2 songs a week? Really? Rock Band DLC 2023. 2023 downloadable songs for the Rock Band series. What the hell? Let me see, do I... Relay to the Years by Steely Dan, January 19th, 2023. Siri, buy Rock Band 4 right now. The situation at your college never turned out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand. Let me see what else is. Space Oddity by David Bowie. There's no way that took 15 years to get into the game. You Oughta Know by Alanis. See, now that's freaking me out because that was definitely in Rock Band before June 15th, 2023. I feel like that was just on the Rock Band 3 track list. They have to rewind the old games because of licensing. Ah! The song's so nice they bought it twice, you're saying. That's what you're saying to me. I think you go early Worm. Is nothing sacred? Start of turn, stock 1, 2 gold apple? Oh no, it's ass. What the hell? It's horrible? That's why it's tier 2 now? I guess. Give skewer to the nearest friend behind. I gotta give you a shot, man. This chocolate round as well. Please. Please. You see what I'm doing with my neck? Please. You're gonna pinch a nerve? I'm kind of worried about that. Like, this is the second time it's happened now. I was just sitting on the bed. Hold on, he's cracked. But wait, they got their own skewer? No! Oh, I'm okay. I was sitting on the bed. My daughter was playing with some toys. I was staring at the ceiling, enjoying a brief moment of respite during a very busy weekend. And I literally, my torso was twisted like this, about that far. And I breathed in, and it felt like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, there's like a sheet of muscle that runs along your back, and it was like I tore it. I was like this, I went, and then it was just like, and then my whole back just started to hurt. So I just rotated back, and then I laid down flat on my back, at which point my child jumped on my chest and said, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I said, Daddy just needs to lay down for a second. I just need to, and she's going, like, smacking me on the head. Wake up, wake up. Yo, thank you for the bulgogi.
You're welcome.
Let's go. Let's go. Hello as well, Chibli. Let's go. Hello, bulgogi. Hello. Pretty good. Pretty good. I did that once to my dad when I was 3 or 4. I think every kid has done that to their parents. Whoops. Like by accident. Like my dad had a story where he was sitting on the couch and I was like 2 or 3. And I ran into the room and jumped on his lap and hit him in the testicles. Oh, we're cooked. And he threw up. As an adult, I'm like, okay, so he was probably hungover. As a kid, I was like, I'm sorry. Did you send that to America's Funniest Home Videos? No, I had the privilege to grow up in the mid-1990s for the most part. That was before we filmed every second of our lives. Okay, that's where you say, okay, old ass. Did anyone get it before me? Just, okay, old ass. Chibli, I actually tried to play BattleBit Theater today. I went to buy it on Steam, and every time I clicked purchase, it just booted me back to the homepage. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll buy it on the web client instead. The web client was fully logged in. Like, it had all of my inventory stuff there. And then I typed in BattleBit Remastered, and I clicked on Purchase Now, and then it told me to log in, and I said, fuck you. I said, eat my shit, you broke-ass platform. And instead I played 4.5 hours of Going Up. I also went to, this is not a joke, I went to r/Steam to see if there was like any other people were having the problem. But r/Steam is a subreddit about Steam, but like the platform, but all of the posts are like as if it's about the Vapor, which is just annoying. Like there's a post with the Seinfeld post where Kramer's in the sauna and he says it's just like a sauna in here. I was like, I need help right now, you assholes. That's the protest. The protest is that they stayed open but bad. The moderators were threatened to be banned. No, I know, but it just like sucks. I guess I'm as mad at Reddit for it as I am at anybody, but I'm just upset. That's the thing. The new protest wave is to spam your own subreddit with pornography. Listen, I followed the API changes, and I think they're really bad. I haven't really been following the protest, but I support the protesters. Because you have to, or people will be really mad. That being said, couldn't they protest by locking the subreddit, but still making an exception for serious situations like a streamer unable to purchase a game he wants to play on his stream? The protest is silly? I just don't know, like, why. I guess I know exactly the situation, and I side with the protesters. I get that they're making the API more expensive because they're trying to go to IPO. They want the highest valuation possible. But, like, I prefer the third-party apps because they're not shit. So they should price the API cheap enough that the third-party apps are still sustainable. Or they should make the official app not be so shitty. There's a few ways out of the situation. It's because of AI scraping Reddit. Well, make the AI pay for it then. Thank you, Royal Flycatcher. Thank you. Make Bob Explains This pay for it. But then you got to pay the AI a living wage. No! Me when I lose my job to ChatGPT and they give him a raise. Me in the 1600s when they replace me with a drill press and then the drill press wins Employee of the Month. Me, the guy who previously drove the train by running my feet under the tracks really fast when the steam engine comes out and they tell me not to come into work tomorrow. I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing right now. Me when I'm trying to troubleshoot what's wrong with my Steam engine, but r/Steam engine is protesting by being about the web platform that sells video games instead of about the vapor that I need in order to run my train. I gotta tell you, white rice is goated, man. I also like brown rice. White rice goes insane, though. What kind? I believe this is a Calrose, appropriate for Korean cuisine. Here, take a look. Don't spill it. You'll never get it out of the keyboard. Oh, it's crispy on the visual too. Look at this. Oh, baby. Mmm. Kate is live. Okay, I will send you over there. You're absolutely. The camera did not focus on the goldfish like that, which means that the bulgogi is better, which it is. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Later.
You know how, after the stream, after Friday's stream, after Ryan's Friday stream, I was like, I think I was pretty good on Jackbox, so I went back and I watched it. And I was, cause I didn't get to read the comments or the chat message on Ryan's side. So I'm like, I think I did pretty good. I'm gonna see what people said. And they liked it, and I was like, let's go. And lots of people were like, oh, I hope Kate will come back to NLSS or on Friday. And I was like, let's go. I even watched the Watanabe's video. It was hot clip of me on Jackbox. And the comment section were great too, and I was like, let's go. I saw a comment on Watanabe's video saying like, a person said, what was it? Thanks to Ryan's comedic humor, Kate is also funny. And then the replies were like, actually, Ryan was a bit like cold on like in the very early on of his internet life, but after few years with Kate, he became more funny, more like easier going, and then that had more likes in the comments, and I was like, so true, let's go. So they said it's more like Ryan became K7 instead of Kate being 2.0 or something. And I was like, let's go. And then someone said, I'm glad nobody said K9. You know, oh my gosh, did Ryan tell you? I forgot what we were saying. Maybe we're talking about like the watering hose. It's like we need the watering hose, like the long watering hose or something. And then, I kid you not, Luna said, the long way! We did not make her to say that. We're like, I think we need like a water hose. Yeah, I think we need a longer water hose. And then she was like, the long way! And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, what the hell? She's crazy. Isn't that insane? Oh, I could not believe my ears. What kind of 2-year-old goes like, that's the punchline, and then she goes the long way. She even understands the punchline too. And then, oh my gosh, here I have this recording. It was so funny. So we're telling her, cause like her true name is not Luna, right? But we're telling her that her nickname is Luna, so that when we were to say Luna to her, she wouldn't be confused. Like, she would be like, ah, that's my nickname. And so I was like, do you know Daddy's nickname? And then guess what she said? Okay, this is the recording of it. Okay, hold on.
What is your nickname? Luna. What is Daddy's nickname? Ryan. Great job. Mommy's? Mommy's Momo. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I taught her Daddy's nickname is Ryab probably like 5 months ago. And then like in between those times, no no Ryab was ever mentioned. And I just out of nowhere, I just asked her, what is Daddy's nickname? And she just said it. Isn't that crazy? Her memory is so good. One more time, because it's cute. Can you guys hear it? Do you need it louder? Louder, louder? Okay, loudest.
What is your nickname?
Luna.
What is Daddy's nickname?
Wyatt.
Great job.
I think your mommy's.
Mommy's?
Yeah.
Mommy's Momo.
Mama. Can I see it?
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? She goes like, Ryab. She wants to see the video of me recording her. I was so surprised. Just because, like, we don't call Ryan Ryab, right? We don't go like, Ryab, come over here. I just, like, when we are teaching her that her nickname is Luna, and everyone has their nickname. Mommy's nickname is Momo, Daddy's nickname is Ryab. And that was just, like, one day thing. And then she still remembers it. I thought it was crazy. She was like, Ryab. I thought she would say, I don't know, or something like that.
My wife's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw it and then I saw it say, yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow moon.